It's Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity, and we are here for the third annual maintenance at this beautiful little designer garden in North Park, California. Many of you will recognize this beautiful place. Greg is currently checking all of the lights. She had some burnout bulbs that he was replacing. You will note that our agave attenuatas are attenuating. So I'm going to be cutting out these two big ones. There's tons of pups underneath, so that's the plan there. Then the fountain, I have brought some new plants from Oasis to tuck in. This garden took a beating this summer, clearly. It's now winter. Well, yeah, it's like the second day of winter, right? In here you see that we have a mangave that's bloomed out, but this has many friends that aren't bloomed out. So we'll just go ahead and remove this one. Yeah. Yeah, Hannah's like, just pull it out, Mom. Okay, so fixed it, right? All right. And we're going to go through and just identify areas where we might want to cut and reset things. Areas, like this area right here is so dried out. Yes, we could cut and reset, but it just feels better to remove these plants, transfer them into the fountain, and pop in some new things here in the front.
I think further back.
Yeah, and maybe even go further back, because they do tend to infringe on the sidewalk. Look at this milii. It's so funny to me, the gardens that love milii. I cannot keep these alive in some of the gardens where I've installed them, and in others they just absolutely thrive, and I haven't figured it out. But okay, so we have, like over here there's aloe. Well, is that even that's grenadiensis, right? Yeah, I'm gonna take that out because it's basic and we can do better. I was given a budget by my client this year, and I brought in some cool specimens. So that would be one that we would take out and hold on to it to put in like a slope, or somewhere where we just kind of need coverage. Tapestry in here, we'll just work on tightening it up. Lavender Lady's looking good here. Yeah, now see, the Cameronii is just, I think, a much prettier aloe. Not quite as big as the grenadiensis, but the color is so spectacular. Over here, we've got these Montrose cactus that we just need to adjust. They're a little floppy. A lot of weeds to pull. This stand of attenuatas, the attenuatas in this garden all predate our installation. So I think, again, we'll yank out that one and this one for sure. This little Quiche Con I put in last year, it's looking good. I feel like something could go here. One of my new things that I brought. Feels a little empty right there. This Bacarnia recurvata is spectacular, and it came with the yard, but it was down here. So we brought in a bunch of soil and moved it, and it's gotten much larger in that spot, but that just felt like the thing to do. Right now, the guys, you can see that Kevin is cutting back the portulacaria, and there's all kinds of weeds and grass growing underneath it. So he'll lift that up to expose the weeds in the hopes of getting them out by the root. And then Nate is deadheading the barrel cactus. These little spent seed pods, they don't have to come off. It's just sort of an aesthetic decision. So yeah, this is the little garden, and you know me, I absolutely adore a maintenance on an established garden, because it's just, here we are when we do the install, and then every maintenance, it's elevated. Every single year as things get bigger and meatier and we start moving things around and changing things up, it just gets better and better and better with time. So we're going to tear in. Oh, thought Hannah was taking a picture. Okay, so just like that, Team DFS, my dream team, has completed another seasonal maintenance. And I've said this before, I'll say it again, I love doing these because the garden every year just becomes so much more beautiful and so much more stunning with all the wonderful edits that we're able to do. Look how we cleaned up, Miguel cleaned up these agave attenuata. Now you can see the exposed rock, and there was a light that was buried, and this corner just looks so much more intentional. Hannah went after the fountain. We added some of the sedum shooting stars, that newer introduction from Altman Plants that does so well, and tucked in some cuttings from the tapestry areas that we worked on that were sidewalk adjacent. We added a really cute little cactus right here and pulled a lot of weeds and cleaned up a tremendous amount of detritus from the bougainvillea. Over here, Hannah worked on tightening up the tapestries and cutting back away from the sidewalk. I could spend another 10 hours just picking up little things like this, but alas, I digress. I had Hannah add a sea dragon. That's one of my favorite echeverias. We moved the Cameronii. There was a trio of them over here against the house, and it just felt a little empty right here. So I added that little Cameronii. We moved that little variegated agave from the other side of the yard. Took the xylacantha out. Omar's going to rehabilitate it. It just wasn't happy. It didn't look good. So that one's a showstopper. I added a euphorbia. I added a totem cactus. So we were able to pull in 4 or 5 new specimen type plants into this cute little garden. All of the mangaves are doing splendid. Very, very happy with them. Check out that stand of lavender lady back there. Absolutely beautiful. Next year we'll be likely able to divide and move some of her pups around to the garden. But you know, in a space this small, it's so important to create a little bit of breathing room, isn't it? You know, that third R, restraint. I think we achieved that. I put in a beautiful spiral cactus that was from Mark Fryer's personal collection at Western Cactus Enterprises. So thank you, Mark. My client is absolutely thrilled with that. Yeah, the little Kisho Khan is stealing the show now that I moved the competitive agave out of that spot. These attenuatas also got cut back pretty hard. I would say in total we took out at least a dozen agaves out of this yard. You would never know it. And I love, you know, this tight, compact little tapestry area here where the plants have all knit together. We've got a couple varieties of crassula, we've got a Euphorbia millii, we've got some cotyledon, and it's just so, so pretty. More tapestry. We brought in some fresh plant material from Oasis. There wasn't a whole heck of a lot that needed done over on this side of the yard, but I did have Nate go pretty hard on this corner because it just felt really visible, and there was a lot of weeds and detritus in here, so we got that all cleaned up. We top dressed with a little fresh Sammy beige 3/8. Omar cut back the dragon fruit hard, which exposed the beautiful Kalanchoe orgialis. So this now, you know, we have a new view that's so, so beautiful from this perspective. This has also been a garden that where the Euphorbia millii have thrived. And sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. And I haven't figured out why yet, but I'm just always happy to see my thriving Euphorbia. So yeah, here we are. We are ready to celebrate a brand new year. If you are in the Southern California area or a Mediterranean climate where you have very mild winters, now's a pretty darn good time to get out and work in your garden. The days are still short, the soil is still warm, the plants are, you know, coming out of their summer dormancy and are pretty amenable to being messed with. So get out there, have fun. We will be doing a consultation in Long Beach next week, and then we're going to be doing a huge xeriscape in Vista. It's a project that'll be led by our very own Hannah, so you won't want to miss that. And then we will be doing an incredible backyard, small boutique garden in Sherman Oaks. So stay tuned. Thank you all so much for following and for sharing these videos with your garden loving friends. Happy holidays. Bye guys.